Best. Best, wake up. Gotta go to school. Or work. Or whatever you do. Oh shit.
Oh no!
What the?
Okay, we'll see you when you're dressed. Anyway, welcome back to Stardew Valley.
Best just put on her human suit.
Ah, good. Second day, we've already got a new character and a new tool we can get. Willie is down at the beach. We were there briefly, but we didn't go down onto the dock, which is where he lives. And he's going to give us our first fishing pole. But first, work. Now, I didn't talk about it last time, but I love the music in this game.
Considering the fact that the single developer did all of the music as well is kind of mind-boggling to me.
Like, that's up there with the dude who did Undertale in terms of, like, multiple talents.
Yeah, this is one of those classic one-person games.
Not quite the same strength in storytelling, but he's up there. Ooh. So here's our primary goal. Much like in some of the early Harvest Moons, we do want to accomplish as much as we can in the first 2 years, because on New Year's Day of the 3rd year, Grandpa will descend from the heavens and judge us horribly for our failures. Or at least he will in the first build of the game. And this game is a lot more forgiving, but luckily I will actually accomplish goals. What you want to do is focus on selling a shit ton of things, make friends with as many people as you can, accomplish the other primary goals of the game, and you'll be fine. That's kind of cool. Sometimes people will actually address each other as they pass by. Very brief and minor, though. Hi, Jen. E. Hi, Lynn.
No, talk to me. I'm the player character. I am much more important than you.
Now, one thing I don't like, and I don't know if it's just a programming thing, but you need to talk to people multiple times to get all of their dialogue. But sometimes it will go straight to the next dialogue box. It's a little inconsistent. Oh, yeah, fuck you, Pam. I'm not gonna manage that in 2 days.
Besides, you just make vodka out of it.
All the requests you get from the message board have a limit of 2 days. So I'm glad that's the first one I saw, one I cannot accomplish.
No, her portrait changes when she's at work. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. There are some characters who do hold down jobs, and they will change outfits. Except for Harvey, who should get a shave. That's not a really flattering mustache.
No. Maybe buy some better fitting clothes?
He also hangs out in those clothes all the time. He's at work right now, but he doesn't ever change out of that outfit.
No. Doesn't even put on a stethoscope. Except arbitrarily in his portrait sometimes. And of course, the side effects for the drug are listed longer than the description of the drug. Complete disintegration of one or more bones. That's almost fantastic. Yeah, it's something sort of nebulous that floats around in the background. Stardew Valley is located in the Ferngil Republic, and they're at war with someone else right now.
Arstotzka.
Might as well be.
This is actually a tie-in to Papers, Please.
I'd be okay with that.
It's more like evil anime Japan.
So more Valkyria Chronicles.
Thanks, Haley. I think I look quite fine, thank you very much, considering I'm not of this world. Haley also didn't get too many votes.
I am not surprised.
Abigail got a lot of votes. She's a very popular bachelorette because she's a weirdo like us. And this is her dad. He's a little bit of a dick.
And apparently the local Rotary meeting is going on in the back there.
Yeah, that's the workout group. God help you if you need any of those women on Tuesdays. Because even though their shop is supposed to be open, they go to workout group.
So what are they like? Power walking the mall? Hot yoga?
Jumping rope and lifting weights while staring at each other?
Yeah, it's actual working out, go figure. So this is how it's going to be for at least the first season. I'm going to spend all of my money on seeds. And then I'll get a good chunk of money back, and then spend it all on seeds.
That is the classic Harvest Moon gameplay loop.
I will eventually pull it off, though. Marnie's a nice lady. She runs the ranch where we buy our animals.
She also looks like a giant pumpkin.
And Caroline is Pierre's wife. Wild Horrors Radish.
Oh my, that's something else entirely.
I've already met you two. Yep, there's our first money goal. You need to upgrade your inventory as soon as you can.
Ernest Hemingway, what are you doing here?
Getting drunk! On tobacco.
I do appreciate that his speech is actually written phonetically the way a salty old sailor would speak.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you should have saved some of that for some new clothes. I think your hat is getting moldy.
That or the cloth from his shirt has grown up to his hat. When I look in the water, I see all of eternity.
Then Willie just jumps off the dock.
He is one tragic accident away from a December song.
Yeah, no. If your fish smells, it means it's gone rotten.
Your old pappy is gross as hell.
It's what my old pappy used to say. We just left the fish on the dock. So fishing in this game is a unique minigame. It's actually quite difficult. Especially early on. And not just because you need to wait a good while. There'll be ways to make the fish bite faster later. But when you get a bite, in my case I'm using a mouse, so you need to hold down the mouse button and keep that green bar behind that image of the fish. The meter will rise up. When it reaches the top, you've caught the fish.
Alright, do that a dozen more times and we got ourselves a pizza.
No, you cannot go to Willie's Gobble.
So just a hole in his roof.
Yeah, I don't think the structure of the house visible from the outside really accounts for a second story. No, maybe it does.
It's got a little loft.
One nice thing to keep in mind, some of the shops you can sell things directly to them. You don't need to just ship them and wait a day. It's especially going to be useful with Pierre.
Any price difference?
Nope.
Well, I guess if you need money now.
No price difference, but they will restrict what you can sell to them. So I believe, Willie, you can only sell fish to.
Yeah.
Or you can just take your fish and put it in that unrefrigerated box outside your home.
I see no problem with it.
Well, they do smell, and they have to sell.
They'll make them worth more. What did you just plant?
Those are beans. Those are a type of crop that grow on trellises, and those will actually block your movement. Most of the crops you can just walk right over. Those you'd want to place in a corner or off against a wall, somewhere it's not likely to get in your way. I mean, fishing uses up a lot more stamina than just using tools.
At least they don't make you do the mini game for garbage.
Yeah, luckily. Unfortunately, there is water on your farm, and you can't fish in there, you're mostly going to get trash. Unless you use the river farm or the forest farm when you started a game. Those have special water sources. This back road leads up to the mountains in Robin's Place, probably the quickest way to get there. There's also some unique artifacts you can only find here. Found a wild leek. That's a favorite gift of George, if you want something easy. They only show up in spring, though.
Here's
a new creepy friend. Yep. He's a wild man. He's not technically homeless, he came here by choice, so he's an interesting character.
He's freegan.
Something like that. Those are the mines, but there's been a cave-in. We can't go there yet. We need to wait until the 5th. And here's the resident goth, Sebastian.
Hey there, Hot Topic.
He's also a pretty popular character, so popular that he won the vote.
Oh my god, we have to marry Hot Topic.
He's actually an alright guy. His situation kinda sucks, though. I actually relate a decent bit to Sebastian. And not just because I'm sort of a closet goth. This is where they live. And this is their father, Demetrius. Demetrius is Maru's biological father, but Sebastian's stepfather. And it's because of their relationship that I don't really like Demetrius. Because he loves Maru, he's sort of given up on trying to connect with Sebastian, even though I think he's raised both of them since childhood. It's kind of sad.
The character building and plot lines in this game I feel get a little bit darker than Harvest Moon ever really got.
Considerably. Especially Shane. He, along with Emily, was at as a bachelor in 1.1, and he's got probably the most face-punchy, in terms of emotionally, character arcs when you befriend him.
Absolutely.
Because he's a bitter old alcoholic right now, and your relationship with him is pulling him out of that. So he's also become a pretty popular bachelor. I think he got, like, 3rd in the poll. I'm doing multiple saves for this. So even if, like, your personal favorite bachelor or bachelorette didn't win, they might have in a different save, so you will at least see me getting married to them in another world.
In another world where B35T is still from another world?
Right. Or just a completely different person. Here's a good find. Early on in the game, stamina is your biggest enemy. But luckily, down in this little pocket of the forest, you can find wild spring onions, and they seem to grow almost daily, maybe like every other day. I don't think they were here yesterday. Or at least, I cut out the part of me not finding them. They don't give you too much stamina, but by the end of the week, there'll be just a huge pile of them, so that's a good way to get some stamina back early on. And there's also an abandoned house down here. We can't actually do anything with that until you get your first achievement. There are Steam achievements, but there are also in-game achievements. Usually they're the same. Every save file requires you to get them separately, though. But when you get an achievement, you could go down to that house, there'll be a person there, and you can buy hats from them. It's kind of fun. And a creepy tower.
Do we have a Rapunzel situation on our hands here?
Not quite.
Wizard?
Yeah, more like that. There's another thing. I don't need fiber. Cannot imagine how spicy that would be. I keep forgetting to actually look at the TV. Good. I do not have the stamina to water everything right now. So the weather's the same thing as always. It tells you what the weather will be the next day. The fortune teller is a little different. There's a constantly changing stat in the game called luck, and that changes the drops that you find when you destroy things and what have you. The fortune teller will tell you how the spirits are feeling that day. If they're feeling good, you've got good luck. If they're pissed off at you, you've got bad luck. It's not going to screw you over. It just sort of decides if you're going to get something extra good today or just not. So that, I think, means we get +1 luck.
Don't taunt me, Pierre.
I saw you eyeing it yesterday.
So, how does it work if you pick the other farms? Are they in different locations on the map?
No, they just have different layouts.
Alright, so it just slaps down a different farm in your spot.
Right.
Okay.
And it will show all of them off. There, I've gathered... Well, I filled up my inventory, but first, I've gathered up each of the 3 types of tree seeds you can find. And when you've leveled up your foraging at least 1, you can then craft a field snack. That's another good thing you can have early on to keep your energy up. One of the things I like about the game is that as you do things, as you forage for items, chop down trees, do the general farming on your farm. Oh, and there's the... Wow.
No way. No way.
Sidetrack. The very first artifact I find is probably the best.
That's ridiculous. On day 3?
Yep. The ancient
Wow.
seed. When I take that to Gunther, I can turn that into an actual crop, which is outrageously expensive. But where was I? The leveling up system. Every time you level up in a stat, you get something new that you can do. Usually, it boils down to, when you use that tool, you don't use as much stamina. But also, you can craft new things. And, man, as you go mining, some of the things you can craft there are pretty fantastic.
A solid gold statue of the alien mothership.
I wish. No, but you can eventually craft bombs. Which I think is worth it. Yeah, meet Alex's character. Oops.
You got caught.
Yeah, if people are within viewing distance of you going through trash, that will hurt your friendship with them. Luckily, I'd only talked to Alex twice, so it didn't matter. So, with Harvey, I don't know why he has his earphones in. He likes to play with air traffic radios. That's one of his hobbies. You don't really see that much. I don't know why he had his earphones in there, though. That was a little weird.
Because he's sick and tired of listening to you.
This dude, Sam, He's got pretty amazing anime Super Saiyan hair. But he's also the only character in town who likes Joja Cola. And that's one of the pieces of trash you can find while fishing. Although you can actually drink it for some stamina recovery. But if you have one on hand, he's a good person to give him to. This is a minigame called Journey of the Prairie King. It's quite difficult. I think it's been compared to Smash TV. I've never played Smash TV, but I've never gotten further than beating the boss. Like this first boss. The game is longer than that.
Yeah, this is pretty much Smash TV. Or, sort of like Total Carnage.
Yeah, a lot of enemies, fire at them, you get power-ups. I'm just going to show this first level here. There's going to be a 2-2 going up alongside this, where I play a little further into the game. But I wanted to at least show it off a little bit here.
Are you playing those with mouse and keyboard as well?
You just use the keyboard for that one, but yeah.
I have not been able to perfect diagonal shots using mouse and keyboard.
To be honest, it works better to just fire in the cardinal directions, I've found. Trying to use it diagonally doesn't work that well. I don't know why. Couple notes about the other characters here. Harvey, you can buy coffee from the pub. Coffee is one of his favorite gifts. Leia, yet another person who likes beer. She doesn't love it, but she's one of the most people here who like beer generally. And Shane, the grumpy dude by the fireplace, who's probably going to get burned soon. Because he is also alcoholic, of course he loves beer. And even though you befriending him is him getting over his habit, you can still enable it and he still loves you for it.
Really? That's a little too on the nose.
Yeah. One of the things that's not too great about the game is, as good a programmer and composer and everything as the developer of this is not really a story writer. Some of the dialogue is pretty stilted and on the nose and basic, but I will say Shane's story, by the time that came around, he had gotten a lot better. It's a lot smarter. So speaking of bomb, just by breaking rocks, I've increased my mining, and now I can make the first basic bomb, the cherry bomb. Not a huge blast radius, but all of the bombs are technically as strong as each other, it's just the size of the blast radius.
So now you can be a 16-year-old child and set them off in front of Jojo Mart.
Yeah.
Also, I will be calling it Jojo Mart for the rest of this LP. You cannot stop me.
It's Jojo Mart, but yeah, whatever. I just realized I'd been standing in front of the TV, so this is what the channels look like. Here's another channel that shows up every other Thursday, I want to say. So, Living Off the Land, just where you get general tips for taking care of your farm and doing things. Usually, I'll have already shown off what they talk about when it turns up.
Oh my god, did a bird just eat one of your crops?
Yep.
Yes.
That's amazing. Like, I don't know why, but I love that.
It's a little bit annoying. So I'm gonna need to, I think I need to increase my farming stat, and then I can craft scarecrows. They'll keep those away.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice. Geodes I can take to the blacksmith. He'll break them open, and there'll usually be a gemstone in there. Sometimes it'll be just ores that I can smelt down into bars.
Friggin' hell, does every game have to have loot boxes now?
You know, think about it, it is a little bit like that.
At least you don't need to pay.
She's reading a book. I'm like, what is wrong with her sprite?
She's sitting down.
Yeah, she's sitting down reading a book. I'm like, why is she suddenly so fat and purple?
Here, now the game wants me to come here.
Does this cutscene maybe not trigger until you've found an artifact?
Yeah, after I found it, I think I got a letter.
It's like if a beatnik was a northern general.
Yep, feels good against my beard.
Do you think his chin comes to a point underneath that?
But that's just stubble.
Yeah.
It's actually just a felt triangle that he superglued to his chin.
Before I was a museum curator, I sold arts and crafts.
Not only am I the curator, I'm also an exhibit.
His hat should be.
I have no idea what's going on with that hat.
And no, you cannot buy that from the hat shop.
Such a waste.
I'm flipping this desk.
So let's leave this tiny little pebble somewhere. Let's get a reward. So we get both ancient seeds that we can plant, but also the recipe. Because if I were to find another of the artifact ancient seed, I wouldn't be able to plant that. I would need to convert it.
I think that was an addition in a patch. I think originally in 1.0, you only got the recipe, which then meant you had to find another of the same artifact to actually convert it. And considering how unusual it is to find those, that was a pain.
I think I remember that, yeah. Damn. So you need 5 bars and a lot of money to upgrade one of your tools, and it takes 2 days. On the plus side, you can buy some ores from him. It's kind of a waste of money, don't worry about it.
Is that an actual hat?
Not one you can wear, sadly.
Do you try to organize things in any way, shape, or form, or just place them on tables?
I'm just sort of placing them on tables. At the top, I'm putting most of the gemstones that you find. The little column up to the side, I'm putting really important stuff like the ancient seed. And near the bottom, also gemstones, but also dwarvish stuff you can find. There's more than one dwarvish item you can find. Nice, managed it perfect. Now, this is a very nice thing you want to take advantage of when you find it. These little bubbles are, I guess, pockets of fish. And when you fish there, you get bites much faster.
I noticed before you got a perfect fish. Does that do anything?
Not really that I can tell. I'm sure it'll be coming up soon. But when you fish, there's a chance that you can also find treasure alongside it, and I think if you get a perfect, it increases that chance. I might just be thinking of a mod that I read, which messed with fishing a bit more and made things make more sense.
I do know getting a perfect also gives you more fishing experience.
Ah, right.
That makes sense.
It's probably just that. I'm sure I'll be corrected in the thread.
Wait, you could be corrected live and in color. Is smallmouth bass actually a thing? Did I think about it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know largemouth bass. I guess that makes sense.
otherwise it would just be a mouth bass.
Slightly redundant.
Well, it's the mouthless bass you really gotta watch out for.
There it is. When you find a treasure chest, you need to put the slider behind it independent of the fish. So when you find one, it's pretty likely you're not going to get a perfect. Luckily, the more you level up in fishing, the wider the green bar gets. But not by too much. I don't need the mixed seeds. So let's see what I got there. Another new type of gemstone. Thunder Egg. Finally, there you are, fucker. I think this is the last person I had talked to, Elliot. He's another bachelor. He's quite beautiful, quite elegant in his speech. He is a writer. He lives out on the beach, but you can't go into his house until you befriended him to 2 hearts. And he is often just locked in his house, or just somewhere else I couldn't find. So I'm glad I found him at the store.
I don't know who you're talking about. I just call him Fabio.
Yeah, he's kind of Fabio. Except Fabio went on the covers of books. Elliot actually writes them. And here's the last person. A shy little girl named Jazz. She's got a sad backstory, too. That's basically just her way of saying, make your barn bigger. Of course, I don't have a barn yet. We'll get there.
How did you get yourself to exactly 0 money?
I don't know. I think I might have slightly planned that. I think I got my money to a round number, and then I bought seeds. But hey, we've accomplished our first mission, which was find all the people and give someone a gift. Willie, despite being a fisherman, does not automatically love fish. Most of them he likes, but there's only a couple that he truly loves.
Now it's time for turbo farming.
Turbo farming, with not that much stamina left. Oh crap, a bat. Here's another enemy. They're a bit more annoying than the slimes.
Are bats never not annoying?
Well, if I had a better weapon, they wouldn't be.
You know, now that I think of it, I think this is one of the few games that doesn't have spiders.
But Beth loves spiders.
Oh no!
Well, she doesn't get to have any.
Finally. So you'll notice, I now have a second bar, that's my health. Taking damage is independent from your energy.
Oh no!
And now I'm tired. When you use all your stamina, you become exhausted and you move extremely sluggishly. You can push it a little bit more, though. You probably don't want to, though. I'm gonna see how far it'll let me go. Because I thought, I could crawl to my bed from here, it's fine. Uh-oh, I passed out.
That far.
And you had a dream of fish.
That's right. I can buy more seeds with that.
Not too shabby for day 3.
Yeah. One thing you're going to notice, I'm not going to make a whole lot of money from shipping things, because I'm going to go straight to the store and sell them there. You need more immediate income early on.
It's my money and I need it now.
So, we're still in our first week. The entirety of spring, we're going to be discovering new things and accomplishing more. Although in next part, we're going to see what happens when you pass out, and we're also going to go into the mines. And that's where either tedium or fun happens, depending on your luck and your tolerance.